I wonder if you know how they live in Tokio. Geht ja schon los. Ja, ganz recht. Ben und ich waren in Japan auf den Spuren der Samurai unterwegs. Fox bringt nämlich am 3. Dezember The Wolverine auf Blu-ray raus und hat uns zur Feier des Tages eingeladen. Genauer genommen durften wir sogar 4 Tage lang Tokio unsicher machen. Hier mal ein kurzer Überblick. Nach 14 Stunden Flug durften wir uns am ersten Abend erstmal den Film ansehen. Ninjas, Katana, Mutanten, Katana-Ninja-Mutanten, alles mit dabei. Und dazu noch 2 schmucke Japanerinnen. Doch dazu später mehr. Am nächsten Morgen begann nämlich unser Trip erst so richtig. Denn ab jetzt war straffes Programm angesagt. Vom Tokyo Tower aus bekamen wir zunächst mal einen Überblick, wie groß die Stadt und wie klein wir selbst eigentlich sind. Vom 50 Jahre alten Tower ging es dann zu Fuß weiter zu einem knapp 400 Jahre alten buddhistischen Tempel. Das erste Mal wurde uns bewusst, was der typische Touristenguide mit Geschichte und Moderne nebeneinander meint. Wir beteten, sahen Grabmäler aus der Edo-Zeit und durften noch dazu mit dem grünen Power Ranger trainieren. Der hat nämlich auch im Film mitgespielt.
And now that I've met your friend, maybe it would be nice if you could introduce yourself and tell me about your job in the film.
Okay, I was one of the members of the co-stunt team in this movie, Wolverine, and I mainly worked on the singing stunt double. But my other job in this movie, including training actors and then choreographing fights, also supervising action sequences on set as well. So not only performing.
Yeah. And your specialty is like sword fighting, or do you even do other stuff?
Yeah, actually, my background is karate for 14 years in Japan. But because we're Asian, they sometimes need Japanese martial arts, including sword. So we use the sword to fight all the time. So training every day,
And do you think that you're really able to fight with the sword? Like, for example, would you beat some real samurai like him?
Right, if still existing the samurai, no way. They are different, They like actually, this guy is a real samurai. They know the speed is very different. When you striking pose, you can tell he's very good or not. And well, we can try to fight.
And those moves you're now doing, as you said, they're more supposed to look just cool.
Yeah.
And you told us that you did something in the past, like doing the green. Just tell me, who are you again?
Okay, I used to work on the Power Rangers, which is a popular show, right?
Yeah.
All over the world. I used to do the Green Ranger the most. I'm wearing a costume and a helmet, doing stunts, but of course no show face, right?
Yeah.
But I did a lot of show, episode.
And these overacting stuff, do you think that this is still important for movies today? Because like you showed us, these faces are like, whoa, and even when you just trained those moves, you were like very intense with your moves and with your voice. And do you think that is really so important in movies?
Yes, very important. Even though, when I use the Power Ranger, inside the helmet, right, my face can't see, but my face is always, even, in the mask, always fighting like this, rocking, that's naturally we can do this.
Yeah, that's what I meant, because when you fought against him as Wolverine, he was already like trying to make the sounds when you hit him with the sword, and that was something I need to laugh a little bit about, because it's like when I was playing. And do you think even there's a little bit of this wish to play involved when you gained the wish to become a stuntman?
Yeah.
And did you at first plan to be a stuntman, or did you want to become an actor?
Actually, when I was 13 years old, I watched Hiroyuki Sanada's movie, and then I decided to be a stuntman because of him. And 30 years later, I happened to be his stunt double. That's my dream came true. It's unbelievable. Because Hiroyuki Sanada is an action star in Japan. Used to be like a very talented, like Jackie Chan, gymnastics thing, still good sword fighting, martial arts technique. Then I decided to be stuntman.
And he was still acting 30 years after you saw this movie. So do you think you can go on maybe for 30 years more?
I say, I don't know, but I can try. I never, give up. I tried, to be a stuntman, keep performer. At the same time, I told you my job is like making a choreograph and then supervising, stunt coordinating. But I don't want to stop doing performing. That's fun.
Yeah.
You know, striking pose, looking camera, it's fun, right?
Yeah, it looks like
yeah.
fun. So.
You're now samurai today. You know, you learn lots of things.
I'll do my best to be
Yeah, you can be stuntman too if you want to. You
can
stray.
start?
Yeah, you don't have to go back just staying here in Japan.
Yeah,
we have a teacher there.
Friends,
yeah.
No problem.
Why not?
So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good job.
To see you again.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Den Abend durften wir dann noch mit den beiden japanischen Hauptdarstellerinnen des Films, Reda Fukushima und Tao Okamoto, verbringen. Naja, okay, sie haben auch auf dem Boot gegessen, wo wir waren. Und der Abend endete dann auch wenig glamourös in einer Kneipe in Hotelnähe. Der nächste Morgen hat es dank Jetlag und Übermüdung in sich. Interviewen, während eine Hirnhälfte versucht zu schlafen und die andere noch in Heimatzeit rechnet. Zum Glück waren die beiden Damen sehr kommunikativ und gnädig. Aber seht am besten selbst.
My name is Reda Fukushima. I play the character of Yukio in The Wolverine.
Okay, my name is Teil. I played Mariko in The Wolverine, which was the love interest of Hugh Jackman, played the Wolverine Logan.
What was the difficult thing? Like for Yukio, I guess physical training. Because I never done any action sequences before. I had 3 weeks training before we start filming, but it was quite challenging. It was fun though. Okay. I never hold swords, so it was. It took a little time to get used to.
Everything was new to me, so I just really enjoyed doing stuff. And then James Mangold, the director, gave me really good advices and just followed his lead. But sometimes, especially like we had Japanese cast had to speak Japanese and English, and he was really demanding. Sometimes because like we couldn't have a logic that only Japanese cast speak in English between themselves, because normally we speak in Japanese. So, but then like we didn't want to make a big foreign movies, you know. We didn't want to make this movie whole entire like Japanese spoken movie, so we had to learn like Japanese lines and English line. And he goes like, okay, so first time goes in English, go, and then second take Japanese, go, and then third time, so from the beginning to hear English and the rest in Japanese, go. So we were so confused what I'm speaking, and that was totally challenging. It's just great mixture, I think. I don't think we could create this movie by Japanese people. It's just captured by Hollywood people, but still like, you know, a lot of Japanese cultures in it. It's really good, and you know, we couldn't make it by ourselves, so it's really grateful. You know, this comic book was written in late 70s or something, so it's quite, we twisted Mariko kind of more stronger in the movie, because that time, you know, I think a lot of people had the image of Japanese women is more like very quiet, very like, you know, quite weak in a way. But this time, it's, you know, 2013, we wanted to make her more stronger, like very modern woman, and you know, she's going to be the CEO of this huge company, so she needs to be more like tougher. And I think we really like that twisting of her, Mariko.
I think it's something really in between, or maybe way beyond. She's badass, but she's Japanese girl, but really independent and outsider. So it was a bit different from traditional Japanese girl, I think. Nowadays, a lot of girls has been changed. Not only Japan, all over. Everybody love badass. I like badass. So I think I mean, sometimes I wish I can have a friend like Yukio, you know, like that's how I feel when I read the script for the first time. Ah, that's a good question. Wolverine is so great, right? I love Wolverine, but I love Yukio too. I can't really pick one.
If I can play Wolverine, female version of Wolverine, yeah, that sounds fun.
I think it's a cool thing, and because Wolverine is like the type of person, like he was like, oh, I don't want to be there, but if there's someone who need help, he always there first, right? So when I watched the X-Men series for the first time, I mean when I watched the Wolverine, and I thought, like I wish like he's gonna like be my brother or something, you know, like that'd be so cool. Like he's like really like but. Yeah. I'm otaku in a lot of way. I think I'm nerdy. No, is that okay to say? I don't know, but
in German, you fine.
Yes, I'm very impressed about you know the word otaku. I wasn't really familiar with American comics because I'm from here, so there's so many comics around me, and it was so hard to get American comics like 10 years before. So, but when I get the character game, when I get the part, I read the whole comics again, and it was fun. It was really different type of comic. I mean, Japanese comic and a Western comic is so different, and I really enjoy it.
I used to read a lot of comic book, but then, yeah, I guess I'm kind of grown up and I don't read much nowadays. But it's really nice to have such a big different culture from other country that we can proud of and present to other country.
It's really Japanese. A lot of my Western friends made a mistake. It's a omen thing. I think it's Tao's scene, but I think it's a quite interesting. Like sometimes, like cause if I spend too much time in Japan, I start to forget about my culture. And then, for example, if you say, "Oh, I really love this part of Tokyo," I'm like, and I feel like, oh, yes, that's true. So in this Wolverine, you can get to see a lot of like east and west thing, like both sides, and I think it's melt together very well. So a lot of people can enjoy this film, I think.
I mean, like, you know, we don't have like samurai or ninja anymore in these days, which is totally fantasy, but it's fun, you know. It's really nice to have everything at the same time. I don't think we ever have that kind of movie, have samurai, ninja, yakuza, bullet train, everything in the same time. And it's, you know, I think it's really nice to show off about the Japanese culture in one movie.
I guess language-wise, a Japanese film is less talk, and we don't really talk that much. I mean Japanese film is like less word, and American words. Language is different, so the whole thing is really different. But I like both. Because I do speak two different language, and I guess like it's different, but it's both amazing.
I don't know. I'm trying not to make a border between, you know, American movie and Japanese movie by doing myself, being a part of the movie. But I guess, well, a lot of people said this movie, The Wolverine, reminds very old Japanese movie back in, I don't know, 70s or 60s, because James Mangold was a huge fan of legendary Japanese director. So he could bring something from Japanese movie into a Hollywood movie, which was, I think, very successful result.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Danach ging es mitten durch kunterbunte Tokioter Stadtviertel mit dem japanischen Schnellzug in Richtung Außenbezirke. Hier folgte der krönende Abschluss, ein Besuch beim Schwertschmiede-Großmeister Yoshindo Yoshihara. Und egal was ich jetzt sage, es fängt nicht annähernd ein, wie sehr dieser Mann uns beeindruckt hat. Wie locker er trotzdem mit uns abseits der Kameras plauderte und wie freundlich er und seine Familie uns bei sich begrüßten. Deshalb schaut den kompletten Reisebericht an, wenn er da ist. Neben den Drehorten und Stars aus The Wolverine haben wir nämlich noch viele weitere tolle Dinge zu berichten und einige Einblicke in unser Dasein als Äxte im Tokioter Großstadtdschungel.